Hello, this is Solo Mobile here with another Old School RuneScape mobile bossing guide. This time we'll be taking on the newest low-level Slayer boss, the Shellbane Gryphon. This boss requires level 51 Slayer and level 45 Sailing, as well as a Gryphon Slayer task to fight. It can be found on the Great Conch Island, just north of Fairy Ring CJQ. The only notable drops from this boss are the Gryphon Feathers and the Bell's Folly Rapier, which is the stab equivalent of the Zombie Axe. Let's run through the mechanics and how you're meant to fight the boss, and then we'll talk about some easier methods to get quicker kills and use less supplies. The Shellbane Gryphon has a unique mechanic where it requires you to have 45 kilograms of worn equipment to mitigate one of its attacks. Regardless of what you end up wearing, you must always wear the Tortugan shield, as not wearing it will allow the Shellbane Gryphon to hit through your melee prayer. The Shellbane Gryphon is weak to stab, so you should take your best stab weapon, though it's almost just as weak to slash, so really any weapon that's not crush will work well against the Shellbane Gryphon. If you're having trouble meeting the 45 kilograms, that's okay. Later in this video, I will show you that it makes sense to just take your best melee gear regardless of weight and ignore the knockback mechanic altogether. If you are a lower level and you are trying to mitigate as much damage as possible, there are a couple tips and tricks to meet this weight requirement. You can make the weight by taking other items such as the Black Mask over the Slayer Helm, as well as the Steel Ring, the God Blessing in your ammo slot, or the Seal of Passage used to get on Lunar Island in your next slot. Gryphon Cave can be found directly north of the bank. The Fairy Ring is in between the two. It's highly recommended once you're done with the kill just to tally out, heal up, and come back via the Fairy Ring. The Shellbane Gryphon boss is aggressive and will attack you as soon as you enter the cave, so it's recommended to go ahead and have your prayers on and protect from melee. One of the strongest of the three mechanics that you have to be on the lookout for is the Whirlwind attack. Whirlwinds begin to form at the player's current position and new form every 3 ticks, up to a maximum of 5. These can stack and form a more powerful whirlwind, so it's recommended to move 1 tile every attack in order to avoid them stacking and causing additional damage. Let's see what happens whenever we don't move. As the Gryphon begins his whirlwind attack, we will stay still and let them stack. And you will see that the whirlwind continues to grow bigger and bigger. Once the 5 attacks are over, the cyclone will form where they were. If they have been stacked, it will become a large cyclone and will heavily damage you. Even if you move away, once the cyclone dissipates, it's going to damage surrounding areas based off of the size of it. So as you see, we are going to get killed right here as that cyclone dissipates. If we die, we're just going to take the Fairy Ring back to CJQ, and our gravestone will be right outside of the Gryphon's cave. Another mechanic is the Corrosive Spit, which is an orange blob launched at the character. If you get hit by this attack, it will hit you 3 damage 6 times in a row for a maximum of 18 damage. To avoid this attack, just step out of the way as it's launched at you. You can interrupt the damage from this attack if you remove all worn gear before re-equipping it, though it's not really worth doing as the most damage you will take is 18. The last mechanic is the knockback. The boss will throw the player backwards, dealing up to 30 unavoidable damage. This is mitigated by wearing greater than 40 kilograms worth of gear. Whenever the boss attacks you, it will get temporarily stunned and you're able to immediately attack it, in which case the knockback will not occur. If you do not immediately attack or you're wearing less than 40 kilograms worth of worn gear, then the knockback will occur regardless. Here's the full kill, avoiding all of the mechanics. If you're not interested, you can skip ahead about a minute and we can talk about the quicker means of killing it. It takes 18 seconds for the Gryphon to respawn, and it only takes about 30 seconds to tell you to your player own house to heal and come back via the fairy ring. If your best melee gear will speed up your kills by at least 12 seconds, then it's quicker to do this method to just bring your best melee gear, drop your specs on the Gryphon, kill it while ignoring the knockback mechanic, absorbing the 30 damage, and then telling you out and coming back. This spec telling method will not only speed up your kills, but will allow you to kill the Gryphon without consuming any of your supplies, which is especially important if you're an Iron Man. With mid-level gear, my kills were taken around 30 to 35 seconds, with another 30-second round trip to the player own house and back, whereas killing the Gryphon and staying would take about a minute and 20 seconds on average. So we cut off 20 seconds per kill, giving us roughly 60 kills an hour. Here's another kill sped up using this method. We do take into account all the mechanics such as the corrosive spit and the whirlwinds and attempt to avoid those. The knockback we just eat, but everything else we try to avoid. There's not much to write home about as far as the drops go, outside of the unique Bell's Folly. With this boss, you get some fish, you get some cannonballs, which are nice, you get Gryphon feathers, but other than that, the loot isn't really worth picking up, outside of maybe a couple alcohols such as the rune sims. We killed 143 Gryphons as part of this task. We have 144 in the loot tracker, counting the one that we killed during the quest. As you can see, out of the 144, we only got 1.4 mil worth of loot, with most of that being from the herbs and the cannonballs, as well as a couple alcohols that we received. All in all, it is a very easy boss to kill, though it may not be worth it if you are a lower level, given the requirements it takes to get here, as well as the length of the kills. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to making more bossing guides from the mobile perspective in the future.